Okay, now don't start the... Was the storyteller who went on so long that you two started looking at each other awkwardly me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cue up a tango number for the 6-minute mark. Okay, so... It is the year 2007. The final Harry Potter book is going to be released. Civilization as we know it kind of ended thanks to the introduction of the iPhone. And I was almost mauled to death by two Irish dudes in Buenos Aires, Argentina, on an organized tango night. So this is one of those things where like you take a tango lesson and then you have dinner and then you go dancing. And at the dinner, I was at this long table, there were like 40 people there, and I ended up sitting right across from these two 20-something Irish dudes. Liam looked like a 1970s mobster. He had this shiny shirt, it was half unbuttoned, his hair was all greased back. And Connor, his friend, sitting right next to him, looked like God or the deity of your choice made him to bludgeon people. He was mammoth, and I don't mean fat, I mean like mammoth, I mean Hagrid-sized. And he had his left hand was congenitally deformed into a club. And had this tiny thumb and a tiny finger, but it was like, whoa. And he would have been the scariest person I'd ever seen, but his accent was so Irish that whenever he spoke, I giggled a little bit. And before they hated me, they hated our tour guide who was sitting next to me, and he texted nonstop under the table. And they just would not let this guy be. And so I apologize in advance to any Irish, Scottish, English people for this accent. Ready? So, put your fracking toy away, you fracking runt baby. Fracking runt baby, can't put your toy away. Put your toy away, you fracking runt. And it went on, but of course they weren't saying frack and they weren't saying runt. I mean, it was obscene. I'd never experienced anything like it. And they just wouldn't leave the guy alone. And there was if you want an alcoholic beverage, you had to split this large bottle of beer, and they were just like incensed. It was like, look at the frockin' size of me. I can't split a bottle of beer. Would you look at the frockin' size of him? The runt can't split a bottle of beer. You're a frockin' runt baby! And on and on and on. And he just ignored, like texted away, like didn't even. And during that barrage, Liam noticed that I was giggling intermittently. And so then he turns to me and he's like, what the fuck are you laughing at? Oh, what the fuck's he laughing at? Are you laughing at Connor? Is he laughing at me? He's laughing at you. Oh, what the fuck are you laughing at, you runt? And so, of course, this is the moment where I could feign ignorance. They don't know me. But if I have an undying faith in any ability of mine, it is my ability to connect with people. And so, as improbable as it seemed, I was like, I'm going to connect with these guys. And so I started with pretty simple. I went with self-deprecation. And I was like, oh, me? I mean, I would never laugh at you. I mean, look at the size of me. And they were like not amused at, oh, what the fuck you saying? Are you saying I'm a thug or something? Like I'm going to have a go at you because I'm big? You're a fracking runt! And then again, it just rains down on me. I'd never experienced anything like it. Like I couldn't even get my bearings. I couldn't think to say anything. But mercifully, the drinks arrived, so they forgot about me and they went back to the tour. And so I was like, okay, what's my next line into these guys? Like, oh, I got it. Irish knowledge. I have some. And so out of nowhere, and I was like, hey guys, isn't the first statue of Bill Clinton in Ireland? Oh, there's no frockin' statue of Bill Clinton in Ireland. Not in Belfast, there isn't. I was like, well, maybe it's in the Republic of Ireland. There's no frockin' statue of Bill Clinton in Ireland. It's like, I think he's golfing. You frockin' runt. You don't know your pecker from your arse. There's no frockin' statue of Bill Clinton in Ireland. 2 Irishmen tell you there is. The frockin' bollocks on this runt. Sensing a losing round, I conceded, but I was like, oh, I got something to build on here. They agree that I have bollocks. I don't know what that is, but that is definitely something to build on. And then I remembered my ace in the hole, Veronica Guerin. Okay, historical footnote. Veronica Guerin was a reporter in Northern Ireland in 1996, and she was murdered for investigating a drug dealer. And I watched a movie about it, and it ends with, every Irishman knows where he was the day Veronica Guerin was murdered. And I was like, I wonder if that's true. And so, I let some time go by, and out of nowhere, then I was like, oh, guys, is it true that every Irishman knows where he was the day Veronica Guerin was murdered? And that, instantly, somber. Oh, Lord Jesus, yes. There 'twasn't a dry eye in Ireland that terrible day. And then there was this beautiful moment of silence where words failed both of them, and then Connor added, frackin' witch had it coming to her. And I'm like, oh! And Liam is like, damn right. Runt had it coming to her. You don't do that. And I was like, but she was a reporter. And they're like, you don't do that. Not in Ireland, you don't. I was like, but it's her job to do that. She was investigating a drug dealer. And they don't understand. You don't go poking your nose in people's business, not in Ireland. I was like, it wasn't about the IRA. It was about drug dealing. And Liam leans forward and he's pounding on the table. He's like, you don't go fracking poking your nose in people's business. Not in Ireland, you don't. You fracking runt. And Connor just sat there glaring at me. And I was like, oh, that's it. These guys are insane. There's no way I'm connecting with these dudes. They are way too out for me. I mean, I can't even understand. Wait a minute. Oh, I get it. That's how far out they're so far out that I haven't gone far enough. And I was like, I got one more. So I waited, and then out of nowhere, I was like, sorry, you guys are from Northern Ireland. Instantly, Connor is like, the frack you all about? But Liam is like, and so then, this is the tango thing. Okay, this is the end, I swear. And so there's the frack, and I was like, Northern Ireland, so you're still subject to the Queen. And they're like, you're fracking! Connor is pissed, screaming. And he was like, well, this is the most important summer in the history of the United Kingdom, maybe since V-Day. And he's like, what the frack are you talking about? And I was like, the release of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. And Liam lunges across the table, sticks his finger in my face, and he goes, there's no fracking way Snape is evil. I'm telling you, it's all part of Dumbledore's plan. And then he was like, it all boils down to, do you have faith in Dumbledore or don't you? And I leaned forward and I pounded on the table and I was like, fracking right. What's the point of having faith if you don't see it through?